everyone, I'm Marissa Escobar, not like a regular therapist, I'm a cool therapist. So today, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there and moms of fur babies and adopted babies and foster babies. I am recording part 3 on a series about how to start going to therapy. If you've missed part 1, how to find an amazing therapist, I highly encourage you to check it out. Or you missed part 2, how to pay for therapy, please go back. I did forget to add in the second video about how to pay that if you're a college student, you possibly could go through your school's off-campus referral program. This is how lots of colleges will help students pay for therapy. And it's something you can look into at the counseling center, the Office of Student Life, etc. And they will actually put so much towards each session, which is amazing, generous, and can allow students to get access to some amazing therapists who charge $150 or more, like myself. All right, so today's topic, how to schedule your first session. And it's actually, there's a teeny tiny step before that. It's how to schedule your first consultation. Okay, so you've already taken some great steps, right? Step 0, you recognized you need professional help. Venting to your friends, boozing it up on weekends, binge eating, etc. It's no longer sustainable, and you need someone with experience, training, and education. All right, so step 2, you went online, you conducted a search and found an amazing therapist, or hopefully 3. Hopefully you found 3, like a funnel, to call and see if they're, that we're going to talk about how you're going to reach out to them. All right, so, and you've already figured out, at least you have some ideas about how you're going to pay for therapy, whether that's on your own, through insurance, which I have many issues with, as outlined in the second video, with help from your parents, doing a super bill for out-of-network reimbursement, right? So watch video 2 if you need to for a refresher. But all right, so how do you go about scheduling a consultation? Okay, some therapists like myself offer a free 20-minute consultation call. Could be on the phone or through video chat. And sometimes, depending on how the conversation's going, it might be 25 or 30 minutes. So just, be ready. My therapist, he gave me a free 50-minute session. Come up. Yes. So it really depends on the therapist. But no matter what, you should talk to them before you meet with them. How come? Because I've worked in places before where clients they'd call the front desk, right? They'd provide their contact information, their insurance, or maybe they want to pay out of pocket. And then they would just be randomly assigned to a therapist. And those who were assigned to me were very, very lucky because I'm a good therapist, but it's not what I recommend because you're unique. And you have unique needs and you have unique problems, and you want to make sure that you have, right, yourself and a therapist, you guys are compatible with each other. It's actually a lot like dating. There will be a certain oomph that you cannot describe, but it's there. You'll just feel it. Right? So I could line up a bunch of guys or gals or non-binary people of your type, like hair color, height, eye color. And out of those 10, there will be a certain pull towards one of them. There's something underneath, right? And it's the same as therapists. It's the same as therapists. And, you're going to be pouring your heart out to them, and you want to make sure you get good vibes in the beginning. So later on, you don't feel judged, dismissed, self-conscious, right? You can feel all those things outside in the world, but in therapy, that is absolutely not allowed. Okay, that is not allowed with your therapist. None of that. Okay. So why is this so important? Why does the relationship between client and therapist matter, Marissa? Well, I'm glad you asked, because the research shows that the therapeutic relationship, right? That's the relationship between the therapist and the patient, therapist and the client. That is the number one contributor to creating positive change in a client's life. Okay, it's not the modality, which is the type of therapy, EMDR, CBT, psychoanalytic. It's not that. It's not the ambiance, right? It's nice to have a nice place to meet, but it's not. It's not the ambiance. It's not the setting. None of that. If you want to get better, you need to be intentional and deliberate about who you work with. Okay. So you have 3 therapists in mind, who you have a good feel for already, right? So we're just going to see if that good feeling continues when you get them on the phone, video chat, etc. So you can schedule a consultation on their website. They might have a link to a calendar, and you can schedule a 20-minute call. You can call them, see if they answer, leave them a voicemail, say, hi, I'm interested in setting up an initial consultation, and go from there. Or you can send them an email and go back and forth in scheduling something. I've had clients all 3 ways. You can also, you should set your own deadline for how long you wait to hear back. But if you don't, after so many days, I would encourage you to pay attention to that. See what that brings up for you. If it's really negative, if you feel unacknowledged, unimportant, just see how that feels. And if you want to wait to hear back or move on, it's up to you. I feel like in my experience, I have called therapists and they never got back to me, and I did not call them back. And then I'm trying to think I called a couple therapists before I started working with my current therapist, and they were all pretty good about getting back to me in like that day or the next day. So that's encouraging, right? They're on it, they're organized, they're present, they think new clients are important. So just pay attention. All right. So let's imagine you reach out to those 3 and you hear back from all of them. That's great. So schedule time to talk to them, and make sure when you do talk to them that you have privacy and you have about 20 or 30 minutes, depending on, if it's a full session, right, you want to block out 50 minutes because you might be answering questions, they might be asking things, and you might shed a few tears. So just, be sure that you're in a private place. Okay. Also, before the call, I encourage you to go to their website. They might have a Q&A section, a fact section, where you can get most of your questions, at least initially, answered, and then you can save some for the consultation. All right, so what to pay attention to on the call, right? It's like dating. So you're talking to them, and what are your first impressions? Do they sound organized, calming, helpful, or odd, right? Just notice that. Do you like the questions they're asking? Does it feel like they're paying attention, like they'd be a good fit, right? Do you feel heard, understood, and validated? Very important. Do they explain how they do their work? How does that sound to you? Like, oh, okay, like you do this and you do these activities, or you help young women just like me. Oh, great. Okay. Ultimately, does it sound like they will help you? Okay. Does it sound like they will help you? And then here are some questions to ask if they don't come up while the therapist is talking. Okay. Oh, what is your availability? Try to have your calendar out so you can schedule something right away, right? You need to get in. You need to get in. You need to get in now. I remember one time I poured my heart out to this therapist, this lady who I wanted to work with, and then she was like, "Oh dear, I'm completely full." And I was like, "Thanks, thanks." So yeah, you want to make sure that your schedule's aligned. And you want to make sure that they have availability for weekly sessions. Therapy is a lot like going to the class or going to the gym. If you miss class, let's say class meets once a week and you miss 2 times in the month, you're going to fail the class. And let's say you want to start with a trainer and you have the option to go weekly or bi-weekly. Do you think that the health goals you have are going to be reached at the same time? No, right? You want to build momentum. You want to maintain momentum. You want to start up front, lots of energy, lots of work. So also therapy actually has roots in where an analyst would see a client 5 or 6 days a week, right? They got that down quick. So at least weekly minimum. And if you can afford to go twice a week, go twice a week. Ask them if they can do that. You want to ask what their rate is. That's the second question. So first, availability. Second, rate. And remember, you're already prepared to pay. So you're just finding out how much you'll be investing in your emotional health. This is an investment. Third question, you can ask, have you been in therapy? Right? Do you receive consultation? This will help you know if they're working on themselves and also getting help from other therapists, that's consultation. If they're getting input, feedback, advice from other therapists to provide you with the best quality care. I have both. I go to therapy, I go to consultation, I provide amazing work. Fourth question, you can ask, how do I prepare for the first session? What does that entail? And you might have to do some paperwork, you might have to do something online via email, sign something, etc. And fifth, okay, if the 4 previous questions have been answered, you're feeling good about the connection, then you ask, how do we go about scheduling? Yay! You will likely have to set up, already said that. So yeah, so that's so exciting. We're going to get the healing party started, right? You got your first appointment. And, let's say you go through the call and the vibe is off. You can say, thank you for your time, and I am going to look elsewhere. Painful. Oh, God, scary, so scary. But therapists, we're professionals, and we're professionals with working with people, and we're also professional at working on ourselves. So believe me, it will not bother us. In the past, I have been hung up on. I have been told no, thank you. And it didn't faze me at all, right? It's okay to tell a therapist no, thank you, right? Obviously, it's not a good fit. That's a disservice to the client. It's a disservice to me. It's a disservice to the treatment. If it's a bad fit and you move forward with scheduling, right? No one's going to benefit from that. So if that happens, then you just repeat the steps with the other 2 therapists, right? You have 3. And hopefully, fingers crossed, you will be able to move forward with one of them, right? You just want one. So that's it for how to set up a consultation, questions to ask. I'm going to add an article in the video notes about the 14 questions you should ask a therapist before your first appointment in the Washingtonian. So you can reference that. I hope you won't need to answer all these questions, since the therapist should take the lead and have all or most of them answered on their website or during the call, but you can use it for reference. Thank you for watching. Next week, we're going to talk about, I'll be making a video about how to fire your therapist if it isn't working. This is for those who have been seeing a therapist for a while, or maybe you just go see a therapist once or twice. And again, that, oh no, I had such I had such a good feeling, right? It's like dating, right? You show up and you sit down and you think, oh God, no, this is all bad. So I will see you then. Marissa Escobar, Therapy for Young Adults in California. www.therapywithmarissa.com, and you can check me out at Therapy with Marissa. The handle's on Facebook, Instagram. I have some Insta blogs and TikTok. So I will see you guys later.